But you know what?
What?
I would go into the subreddits of divorce stories.
What?
That was the biggest tea, the biggest cheese, man. Like the story of people divorcing themselves, you see some crazy shit.
What's the craziest one you ever read?
Well, let me think, because I read a lot.
So wait a minute. This is you. This is your like novellas that you're watching. This is
but I'm
you.
reading it.
But you're reading it. So you basically said like, no. Give me this gossip. I need to read what happened.
I like that. That would fit my soul.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Esparza, coming to you with another great installment of the Grappling Hour. Today, we have a longtime friend of the show. We'll get to him in a second. You can see him now. I have words for him. We'll exchange them shortly. But before we get to him, back on me, a few quick reminders. If you like this show, and I hope that you do, I would love it if you would please go to patreon.com/grappling hour. And if you go there, you see these interviews 30 days before anybody else for just $5 a month. And for extra, maybe like $5 more a month, you can see bonus content not available anywhere else, including tape studies, roast Raf, a segment where people roast my competition footage, and a segment where people get 2 minutes. It's called the Grappling Hour Challenge. They get a card randomly, they pick out of a deck, and they try to hit that submission on me in 2 minutes, but I get to roast them. Take that, Chris Wojcik. You guys should watch that one. It's actually really, really good. So you can find that patreon.com/grappling hour. You can also like, comment, and subscribe to this video. If you haven't already and you don't know what you want to comment on, by the end of this video, I will give you a prompt. Additionally, you can also go to rafesparza.com/merch, get you some Grappling Hour merch. You can get a tank top if you're questionably on steroids, show off those gains, or a hoodie because it is cold in many different regions, or if you're competing, it does help you win more. Can't prove that, but yes, do that. Last but not least, here, people, you can also head on over to our Discord to continue the conversations that we have here on the show. All right, let's get to my guest. I have known this young man for a minute, and I have to say, he's an interesting individual in that he told us years ago he was going to become an MMA fighter. He said he was going to go and do this thing. And whenever somebody says that, and I am who I am, I say, I don't want to kill dreams. Go do your thing. I'm very excited for you. And wouldn't you know it, this young man has now accomplished a 4-0 record exclusively with the good folks over at Up Next Fighting. He's a very exciting grappler, but he's maybe an even better fighter. And coming up on January 31st, he will be dropping down to 155 to fight for their title at Up Next Fighting. I have to say, as much as I love giving this kid shit, I'm so happy for him. He's doing incredible things. He does call me Unc because I am significantly older than him. But if that's the case, please welcome my nephew, the other Diego Sanchez. How you doing, brother?
Good. Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling today, sir?
You know what? Never told you this, but I always wanted to be here because I saw you doing. I remember first time I saw you, you were doing an episode at Newground with my boy Andy. And I was like, I wanted to be here. I think you were breaking down ADCC. And I was like, I want to be there. I felt jealous in a good way. Hey, 3 years later, I'm here.
Well, I will be honest with you. It is harder if I know you to get on this show, because I don't want to just show favoritism. I want your record to speak for itself. I don't want to pull you on after one win and be like, we did it. He's the best fighter ever. I want to make sure that you go out there, you stand on your own. And what's been very fun to watch from the sidelines is I've watched you develop as a grappler. I've watched you develop as a fighter. And you being 4-0 right now is not a mistake. I saw one of your fights. I think it was your second fight. And I believe you finished that one with a rear naked choke.
That was the first one, actually.
That was your first one? Was that your first one?
Yeah, very first one.
Oh, no. I thought I was at the second one. Oh, my God. Even more impressive. So that was your first fight that you were able to do that. And I've just tried to be there as a support system when we've run into each other. And I've loved what you've been up to. So I guess I should ask this. How have you felt making this adjustment? Because we knew you mostly as a grappler. We run into you at open mats here all around Southern California. But what has it felt like to you to make that transition into being more of a fighter?
It is really funny. So, no, I'm not even kidding. This is not a joke or a drill. I am deep down my heart. I'm a nerd. I read a lot of comic books. I read a lot of manga. I read a lot of manhwas, whatever you call it. And I was reading this webtoon. Let's call it a webtoon, which is like a color manga, Korean manga, and they were talking about body types. And then I was like, oh, I'm interested in this. And then they started talking about martial arts, and they specifically talk about grappling and being beneficial for my build, which is you guys know I'm not that tall. So me being 5'7", I was like, okay. I went and I started doing with my base, which is my foundation, which is BJJ. And then I felt my weakness, which was being stand up. So I started working on my wrestling too. And with that in mind, I wanted to be, I told you from the very beginning, I wanted to be a fighter. So everything was tailored to MMA. Every position that I play, it was tailored to MMA. And then if I can apply this position to every martial arts known, it's going to be like a really good place to start with. So that was me on the very beginning. And it's like, I'm behind everyone else because they started pretty much when they were like teenagers. I started when I was 22 and 2022 training. I was like, oh, everything has to be tailored for this. It's just one. I had like this ton of vision when it comes to fighting.
The reason why it's funny to me is you're like the kid in the Mob story that's like, one day I'm going to be a made man. And I'm like, okay, kid, I think you might be. You're right. And you would tell me, you're like, man, I'm going to be on this card. I'm going to be on this. And I go, honestly, man, you at the time, you even had a good system for it. I could see the beginnings of it. The real key that I try to hold is to not make it ever seem like it's easy. So the approach I always have is, if you put in the work, it's very likely a possibility, but it's not a guarantee.
100%.
So what I don't want to ever do is oversell or undersell what this is. I just go, hey man, if you're showing up and you're doing the work, you're going to be there. And I can tell you from the sidelines, what I've seen is you working on your wrestling, and we'll get into that. I've seen how that is astronomically shot up. I know your foundation from 10th Planet Van Nuys, which really did a great job of establishing so many of your fundamentals so that you feel comfortable enough to be in bad spots. And then I now know you're working with Marcos and his boys over at Matador. And it feels like it has made you a much more complete martial artist. So even in a short amount of time, I've seen some truly solid growth. Having said that, one thing that has not changed about you is your mouth. Now, here's the thing. You are so on your best behavior when you go on their podcasts. Whenever you go on the Fighting Family podcasts, like, you might kind of slip into like the Diego I know, but they don't know what this man's like at open mat. They don't know how much he's trying to ruin other people, how he's trying to roast other people. And then the worst is, like, if you're playing top, and let's assume I've let you play top, you will, in your accent, be like, you can't do anything, you can't, you can't move. No, it sucks, you can't move. And I'd be like, I gave you this position. What are you talking about? So what's fun to me is, just so everybody knows here, we spent about an hour rolling, and, sometimes old habits are hard to kill. So then what am I doing back to you?
Talking smack
the whole time. The one thing I need you to understand is you will likely surpass my level of martial arts, but you'll never surpass my mouth. And I need you to understand that.
I let you be just because you're older, but I'm the best when it comes to...
You're not.
Talking smack.
You're not.
It's just we come from different backgrounds. You come from WWE or speech. I come from Discord and Modern Warfare 2.
Did you say Discord?
Yeah.
So you think your Discord level of talking trash is equal to a national championship level of trash talking?
Yes, like
Okay. Because when you call me uncle, I'm like, okay, well, today I'm going to fuck him up. And the best part was I was knee deep, almost in on a Boston Crab on him. And there was a look of fear on him that was like, no, you're not getting this. And I was like, we aren't moving, but I have it pretty solid. And you go, no. And then it just slipped out. And all I saw him was do this. Okay.
allegedly.
Allegedly. I was like, I'll run back the tape, sir. That's not a problem. But here's the issue. I see you talking with those very nice people who have a great podcast and they do a great job of introducing you guys. But the whole time I'm watching that interview, I'm like, look at this little bitch. This kid is totally faking his shit right now. I can't wait to bring him on my show so that I can try to pull out the real side of you. So when do you remember running into me? Like, what is your first memory of me? Was it that ADCC thing? Because I think we knew each other before.
No. Right before, ADCC was like a couple months later. Right. I remember because I started training. I remember my coach, shout out Jose Adimo, my fundamentals coach, went to ADCC trials that year. So it was like, but we rolled before at an open mat. Mm-hmm. But I think I remember. Maybe I'm mixing it up. I really don't remember day one or day sure. But I remember we started talking about WWE, and then I thought it was funny how you brought BJJ and WWE together. It was like a really nice niche. Like it's something I haven't seen, and it's like, oh, that's cool. I remember talking.
I do remember those initial conversations because whenever somebody tells me they like pro wrestling, I know I can go for those moves on that person. And because you have an obnoxiously good game that keeps you safe, you might not get armbarred, but you're going to go into a crippler crossface. And I'm like, dude, I have no problem doing this to you because sometimes you're talking such ridiculous stuff that nothing makes me laugh harder than when you're like, you can't do anything to me. Okay. Maybe you can do this. And I'm like, I mean, it's just funny to me.
Allegedly, there's nothing out there.
There's nothing out there.
There's nothing out there.
Let it be noted for the record, this young man. I'm just going to ask you a question for the record. And I've never done this to a guest, but I can do it to you. Have you ever tapped me?
No, I'm honest. I'm not going to lie about it.
I'm just saying. Okay.
You haven't tapped me neither.
I will play a greatest hits of tapping you. Yeah. Because you do know every roll I do is recorded. So there's... If I had the time, literally on this episode, I would go through my file footage, or I'd hire somebody and be like, yo, give me the best of me beating up this kid. Because especially when you were new and you came over, you would do the thing that some people do with me, which is you just assume I can't do it. And then when I do catch you, you do the thing where you're like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Let's keep going. And you pretend like it didn't happen.
I never did that.
You 100%.
No. I'm never being a sore loser.
No. Cool. You pretend like it didn't happen. You just kind of like bypass it.
No, never.
100%.
I will even clap it. I'm like, you got me.
Well, because I remember one of the first times I got you with an electric chair, which a lot of people feel is bullshit. Now, it's harder to electric chair him, just talking details to you guys, because he's a little bigger now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like
flexible.
Not even that, bro. You did not move at all today when I was hitting it. You literally stayed in.
Oh, that was pure flexibility,
bro. It was an impressive flexibility, but I also knew I was like, I have to commit so much, and it's literally 12 minutes into an hour plus roll, and I go, I don't really feel like committing more energy because if I commit all my energy to this one submission, I'm going to be fucked up for the rest of the rolls.
But yeah, I really liked when you got. For the record, the first thing I learned was lockdown, half guard to electric chair, and that was the first submission I ever hit on the tournament.
Nice.
But I remember it's like I would tell my coach Alder, I would never get caught on the electric chair. And then after that weekend, I went to the open mat. And I got caught in the electric chair. I thought it was funny, but it's like, you didn't know what I told my other coach. I was like, I would never get caught. And I was laughing so hard.
I will be honest with you. If I had known you had said that, I would have gone even worse. Because you know what I do? My Achilles heel is I am an instructor at heart. So many people don't want to tap to that. And I can tell you honestly, so many fighters who have come on this show, I have caught with an electric chair. And then they look at me like, what the fuck? One fighter in particular, I had it on him and he didn't want to tap. And the instructor in me is like, I'm going to hurt this guy, so I'm going to let it go a little bit. If I had known that was the case, I 100% would not have let go. I would have just held on to it and be like, I'm so sorry, what'd you say again? But yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. You've gotten incrementally better over the times every time I roll with you, I feel like I've learned something new that you did. Today we had a great moment where you were helping me with my wrestling, and I appreciate that because you've been doing such great work over that way. And again, we'll get to that. But I just wanted to compliment you in the growth that you've been able to make. I see you not just doing the wrestling work, it's the S&C. You know, one of the reasons why we're able to do this so late is because I see you on your late night grind, doing extra homework, in addition to the work that I know you're doing earlier in the day with Marcos. So just walk me through what a regular day looks like for you training-wise.
Well, let me put a parenthesis. Just going back to the electric chair thing.
Yeah.
I remember hitting the electric chair, right? And I broke his hip or something.
Did you really?
Yeah, I remember I hit it. I'm here. And I still lost that match because he didn't want it to tap. But that guy couldn't keep going, and I lost through the point because the position is not an advantageous position. But I'm stretching him, right?
Yeah.
And then Coach Elder showed me his strip like a sauce, which is pretty much just turning your shoulder into your shoulder, and I'm turning him while I'm stretching him out, and I just hit, pop, 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 pop. I hit like I don't know what it was ligament or bones, but I just heard pop, 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 like a machine gun, like, and I felt that vibration to my whole body. I'm like, bro, why you didn't tap? And it wasn't, how can I explain it? It was incremental. It wasn't like I rip it up. I'm like slowly stretching you out and going in. And he felt flexible because he had like a lanky type of body, like short torso, long limbs. And I kept stretching him. And I'm not long, but I was doing that. I had it tight. And then like 4 or 5 seconds later, I felt it, like the whole crack. I'm getting goosebumps.
I'm going to be honest. You're getting goosebumps just thinking about it. I feel like I'm going to throw up just hearing about it. Something similar but different has happened to me.
Yeah.
The difference is you got at least the pleasure of knowing you hurt them, right?
Yeah.
I was competing once, and I always have to look at the rule sets because some allow you to do it and some don't. And there was one rule set at one tournament where I had it, and it was against a 10th planet person, and the referee goes, "You can't do that, bud." And I was like, I know I'm using it as a sweep, sir. I'm not. He's like, nope, there's pressure on the knee. You can't do that. So I had to let it go. And then the dude who's from 10th Planet, God bless him, he, after the event or the round, just goes, "Hey, man, you had that." And I'm like, I still won. But it did make me mad because I wanted to get a submission win, not a point win.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, I know I did, but I think it's dope that you told me that. That's nice. Another time. Jiu-Jitsu World League, you can do it there.
You can.
Oh. So I had it on this dude, and he was a brick and a half. Got a takedown on me. So I'm already down points, and I'm looking for the sweep, and I even it out with sweep points because I have the electric chair. I get him on his back, and he's not tapping. And again, I don't know. Maybe I should have gone more intense on him and really cranked it up and did what you did. I just am always like, why aren't you tapping? Like, I have this look at them like, this is in, dude. And then he did this to me. He beat me by points and like did a great job afterwards. But he comes up to me and he goes, "Damn, dude, you almost had me." And I was like, I don't think I did. Like, I was trying to like logically go back through it. Mm-hmm. And then I couldn't tell him. I'm like, am I pissed at myself that I didn't fuck him up more? So when you have that happening to you and you're like, damn, I lost my points. I was like, bro, I lost my points too. But at least you knew you fucked him up. Mm-hmm. I had a dude who told me, he's like, "No, man, you had that." And I go, okay. I hear later intel from one of his teammates. They're like, "Yeah, dude, he was pretty fucked up from that." And I'm like, that's not my fault.
It's one of those positions like you felt like since you're like the adrenaline, you're warm, you don't feel it on your groin.
Yeah.
But
it hurts as fuck, dude.
It hurts later on. But I remember having that one when I had it, it's like I felt the vibration and he just couldn't keep going.
Yeah.
That was my first ever. It was have you done What's it called? Sub fighter.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Russ Miora's
Yeah.
one down in like Orange.
Yeah, but
I've never done that one, but yeah, that yikes.
and that guy that couldn't keep going, and that was the finals match, and I lost my finals.
Boo.
Yeah. But it's funny. It's one of those things that you don't feel it until you get hurt. I don't know. It's
You
like,
won in the streets.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
But
It was a moral win.
I mean, well, hold on. Now that I know that you said that to Alder and you were like, nobody's ever going to catch me with it, I guess that means I won retroactively too.
Yeah.
So now I got like all this like incredible knowledge of knowing like, wait a second. Oh shit. You're going to see yourself when you win that that championship belt on January 31st. There's going to be me with a Money in the Bank briefcase being like, nope, I know I can win this now. 100%. But let's go back to this. I was asking you, like, what does a day of training look like for you, sir?
So as of now, I'll be honest. I'm pretty much I lost my job or I got scammed over. You know the whole story. I don't want to get too much detail, but since right now I don't have, usually this is like because I'm a blue collar, right? So I got 10 to 12 hours of work. I count it like that because it's pretty much 8, but traffic makes it 10 to 12 hours. It depends on how far I'm working. So if I'm working for those hours, as soon as I get home is I get home around 4:30 if I'm lucky, 5 p.m. I take a shower and I have like that whole hour. I schedule it. 10 minutes shower, 10 minutes break, 10 minutes to eat, and I have 30 minutes to get to the spot that I want to be if I want to get the training right. Depending on the day, is either specific training. What do I mean by specific is like striking training or wrestling, Jiu-Jitsu for MMA, or straight up if I feel like I'm too beat up, I do strength and conditioning. Those 3, depending on the day, right? And then I break it apart and I make it 3 to 4 hour sessions. And then in those hours, I do technical work, which is just seeing what I can do technically better. But I don't like drilling. I don't like the regular drilling. I had to do it live with some resistance for me to like, because that's the way that I was able to close the gap in between me and some people who started later. Then I do sparring or like intense training, which is like go, or sprints and stuff like that, which is just go. And then that helps my cardio at the same time. So I'm killing 2 birds with one shot. What's it called? 2 birds and
2 birds with one stone.
Yeah, one stone.
Well, hold on. The version you just said right now, 2 birds with one shot is like, no, I got a shotgun, and I was like, oh, 2 birds with one.
It's in Spanish, my bad. Yeah, so I was trying to translate it.
It's okay.
Like, I got caught.
You can't use that excuse on this show. You can use it on other shows, but you're just like, no, my Espanol has made it so hard for me to do this.
Yeah. No, it's actually, it happens to me so much. I'm like going. And it's like, I'm an ESL, actually.
I know you are, but okay. We need to clean something up here because I know for sure other people can't ask you this one, but I can at least ask you this. There are some days where we'll be joking around and then you'll explain, because obviously you have a different background. You'll be like, I'm just a beaner. And I go, hold on. I feel like Mexicans own that one. You don't get to have that one.
I think culturally speaking, I think you got it wrong there. And I will debate about it.
Okay.
Because I feel like beaner means about a diet, and then
diet. That's what.
No, it comes from like it's a diet. It's like the word comes from the diet. So if you're from Mexico all the way down to South American, just because the beans are really rich in protein, iron, and then they're just cheap. All in Central America, like at least me, everyone in Central America will tell you we eat beans 7 days out of the week.
A lot of people eat beans
3 times out of the week.
We got called it. Mexicans, like, sorry, I'm not speaking for all of Mexico, but like Mexicans, I got your back here. We have been called that as like a derogatory term. Yeah, so when you started saying it, I was like, bro, I don't want to get into your business, but like, I think you're a different brown than I am. And you're like, yeah, for sure. So you are from
Honduras.
Okay. I want you, with your ESL reading, to read that sentence out loud to the people.
This article is about the slur for the users. I'm colorblind, man.
You're
Damn, like,
colorblind? I didn't know that.
I've been saying this forever.
I mean, I don't pay attention to it a lot. Let's be honest. No. Okay, you're colorblind, but that's okay.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, read down. Now that's fine, but move this down. I want you to read that sentence to these people out there.
Where usage or where?
Literally the top.
Beginner is a derogatory slur originating from the United States to refer to individuals from Mexico or of Mexican American heritage. It originates from the beans being the staple ingredient in Mexican cuisine. But here's the common.
It's legitimately in his.
Do you if I were to go to a south area, you think they'll be able to
like why are you trying to take this from us? This is what
I know. If I go to Trump right now, he will call me a beaner. I'm not no different from no Mexicans.
I don't know. First of all, who's calling you this?
Okay, you actually want?
Who's talking? So who's calling you this?
When I went, I lived in the DMV area.
Okay.
Before training, before training, right?
Okay.
I used to work 2 jobs as busser and a foot runner.
Okay.
And I remember I was on my way to work. I'm going.
Okay.
And I pretty much got assaulted, but I was listening to music, and I'm like blasting music on my, and I see a white man sitting next to me on the train.
Okay.
I'm like, here. I turn around watching out the window and like being trying to be all depressed, just like I'm imagining I'm on a music video or some stuff, right? Then I turn around and these guys like on my face is screaming at me.
Oh no!
Take my headphones off. So it's like, you fucking meters, like going off of me.
Uh-huh.
It's like you're taking our jobs and stuff. And then mind you, these guys look pretty normal. He was wearing suit and tie and like like. I'm like, brother, aren't we on DC? Like, are you supposed to be a diplomat or something with that? But he's going crazy. But what I'm trying to say is, like, a white guy is going to call me a beaner regardless. He's not going to notice the difference between a Mexican and a Honduran.
But let me point this out. That's when you educate the dumb person saying it. And you go, excuse me, sir, it's very different. I'm actually from Honduras, and I don't think you can say it like I can. But 2, sir, if you're going to be racist, at least be accurate.
But it is accurate though, because beans are a staple of our diet in Honduras. It's so cheap to get, and it's like it keeps you full. It covers up a lot.
Hold on, this is worth taking an exaggeration here. Yeah. Beaners used for Honduras.
Ask ChatGPT, it'll be better.
I'm not wasting water just to find out if something is racist to you or me. The term beater is an extremely disparaging and offensive racial slur that originated in the United States to refer to people of Mexican descent. It is not a word generally used by Honduras themselves in a neutral or positive way to describe people, although individuals from various Latin American backgrounds have encountered the word in the U.S. and sometimes reclaim it among themselves in specific contexts. Having said that, it still belongs to us. So you can't just come in here and try to tell me that you own that. Like,
I'm not saying I know. I'm part of it, and I'm proud of it too.
I'm happy for you, but I have to admit, the part of my brain that was just like, is he Mexican? Does he get to say that like we get to say that? And I go, you never even heard me say it. So when you're just being like, oh man, I'm just a dumb beaner. I'm like, no,
I never said that.
Hold on. You have 100% said you're a beaner.
Dumb beaner? No, beaner, yeah. 100%. I use it every day. I use it every day.
I like that you're like, I've never called myself a dumb beaner, but like the context is there.
I am a beaner.
The fact that you say it like that has made it too comfortable. And now you are letting that man on that bus or that Metrolink win every time you call yourself that. Because when you said it, I was just like, is my boy Mexican? Like, do we have that in common now? You would just say it like randomly in passing, but you would say it so nonchalantly that I go, he just keeps saying it. So I don't know. I hope this clarifies things. And again, Fight Family Podcast. No, you could never ask this question, but this guy can. So, just saying.
Hey, Ryan, don't ever said that.
I was about to say, I was like, please.
I'll jump you.
You know what it is? Those very nice individuals are going to get into a culture war. We don't need any of that sort of stuff.
Nah,
I like them a lot. But I did notice that it was like triggering me a couple times where I was like, why is he saying that? And then you would just say it so like flippantly.
Yeah.
Like how you describe yourself. Like if you were to say like, I'm a guard passer, that's how casually you say, I'm a beaner.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, okay, for sure.
But for me, it's like, I'm not trying to get too deep into it, but it's so empowering for me because
Yeah, of course.
no, you already know my background and where I come from. So not trying to make everyone look down. No, I'm not looking down on anyone, but for me, just because how the system works, I gotta work 4 to 5 times harder than someone who's not. And then beating for me is something that is empowering. It was something that I came across with, and it's just empowering to me. And that's what makes me feel comfortable saying it too.
I mean, I laugh because I know you well enough that it's your way of getting to the joke first.
Yeah,
because somebody did call you it, so that does check out. I just always tell people to try to cover things when I don't know what ethnicity somebody is.
Yeah.
If they just have brown skin, I'm like, well, you're a brown. I don't know which kind. And I'll like ask them to tell me. I'm like, what kind of brown are you? And they'll joke and they'll say something back to me. And I go, listen, I can't tell you I can do those jokes, but I know I get Mexican jokes. That's all we can do in this PZ world. You can do your own jokes, but like not other people's.
Just to make you feel better, when
Sure.
I'm playing games with my homies,
Yeah.
they call me Tropical Beaner because where I come from is a rainforest weather. So that feels better to you to have a Tropical Beaner.
I'll be honest with you. If you would call yourself a tropical beaner, I'd be like, that feels like you own that one.
Okay.
I think that one kind of makes sense. But to me, I see you and your culture. I see how it's infused in you. You talk a little bit about your background. I do want to get into that. Okay. Because you've never really talked about that here with us. So this is your first time on the show. I'd like to get an idea. Where did you grow up in? And then like, where does sports or jiu-jitsu find its way into your life?
So let me start. Like, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my dad. And my dad is a really educated person. He got the PhD in sociology. I think that's how you call it in English. He's a really smart guy. With that being said, he used to travel around the world because educations, and he got a lot of like scholarships and stuff like that. So growing up, from 0 to 4, I don't remember. I'm guessing I grew up in Honduras, but from 5 to like 7, I think, or 8, I grew up in Argentina.
Okay.
That's where my little sister was born too. So growing there, I used to same thing, playing football, a little bit of rugby. I remember. And I always been an athletic person, so sports been like a staple of my life. But then I went back to Honduras, and then from this is like 2008 to all the way to 2017 till I grew up in Honduras, like born and raised there. And then culturally, like I'm gonna go into deep down the rabbit hole, but just to give you like a timeline, and then from 2018 to right now, I've been living here in the U.S.
Okay.
With that being said, is growing up, I used to play football or soccer. That's what you call it, guys call it. But I used to play it like for 10 hours a day, 8 hours a day. I was a great left back. Same story as always. Left back is a position where it's like you have to be kind of like tall and lanky to play that position. But they see a little short midget speeding Gonzalez. So that's why they always let me play left back. I was that guy when it comes to that position. But I remember growing up in the street, I've been telling it. Even on national TV, I was just on national TV. They asked me about it. It's like I used to play soccer and try to catch a fade with the other guys. And that was my whole reason of playing. I was trying to fight in the street and then I would get beat up, but I was proud I was able to throw hands with the other guys. And you know, when you're a kid, when you're like 7 to 10-ish, and then if they were like a year or 2 years older than you, there's like a big difference in strength as a kid. I was proud of that. I was always looking for the.
Why were you trying to run the fade? Because, okay, I know you as a smartass, but I appreciate that you're training in the room with us. So it's not like it's ever malicious. I just go, oh, he's just talking trash. All right. And full disclosure, I gravitate to those people who talk trash. I just go, oh, this is fun. At least we're not taking this too seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Having said that, it's soccer. It's a very difficult to play sport, and you've got stuff to do all the time. And I would think, because I used to do this for my team, if our resident hothead got into a fight, that meant it could cost us a player. So there was a lot of me being like, hey, I'll say his name, Nick. Be like, Nick, what's up, bud? Sit the fuck down. And Nick would always look at me like, you don't even know what he said. I was like, I guarantee you, you're being a little bitch about it. So sit the fuck down and stop telling me. Are you going to fight me? And he's like, no. And I go, then sit the fuck down. And it was, dude, it was without fail. Nick, my homie, the nicest dude in the world. But I did have a certain feeling in the back of my pocket. And this is before I trained and did all this stuff. I would look at Nick and I'd be like, Nick, I don't think you can fight. So it's not only disadvantageous and bad for the team, but like, I don't want you getting beat up, because my boy Nick was pencil thin. And I go, these are men we are fighting against.
Yeah.
These are dudes who have come from another country when I grew up, and they needed a reason to stay. Let's put it that way. So they would beat us in these games because we're like 16, 15-year-olds growing into our bodies. No, these dudes had like families.
Yeah.
And we're fighting to stay here. And I'm like, I think they want it more, bud. Like, I'm pretty good and I like being competitive, but these guys are literally flying into us and we are just getting fucking cartoon beat up.
Getting launched.
So why did you want to catch the fade? Because that's not necessarily the sport.
Okay, so let's break it down. You got the official games.
Okay.
On the official games, I would like. I told you I'm not a talented guy, but I do have some little qualities.
Moves,
yeah. So spatial awareness is being one of my strongest, and I exploit that to the maximum that I can because I understand it now. So when it was like an official football game, or soccer game. Sorry, my bad. I will play, and I will play my position how it is, and I will take the role most of the time. Try to be like a team leader and play it. But then, with that being said, after practice and after the official game, there were the street games.
Okay.
And that's where I would let out my frustration or like my anger or it wasn't even anger. I was just trying to look for the fade, and that made me feel alive, make me feel happy. So there's some people doing some stuff make them happy. Me catching your fade make me feel happy. And even if I lost, I knew I catch his fade, and it was like I never backed down. And it's like I got that. No one can say I don't have that dog.
I have to be honest with you. I would have hated you as a kid if we grew up at the same time. The way I would have yelled at you, because I was always team leader.
Yeah.
So I always assumed I was always the adult in the room.
Yeah.
So I carried myself a certain way. And similar to you, I didn't feel I was very talented at the sport.
Yeah.
But I knew if some shit went down, I was the responsible one that would go up to people and be like, don't. And for the most part, my friends would listen to me. But the hard part was I didn't necessarily have the credibility of being the best athlete. If the best athlete tells you, sit the fuck down, you would.
Yeah.
My credibility back then is similar to what it is now. If we wrestled and we were playing around with each other on the soccer field, my superpower is the same now as it was then. They couldn't beat me up. So they were like, I don't want to wrestle with you because I can't beat you. Yeah. And I'd be like, I know. They're like, but you can't beat me. And I go, sounds like I just did. I didn't have to do anything. So my one credibility I had going to them was stand down.
Yeah.
You're not going to like bypass me. Verbally, I'll abuse you, but physically you can't beat me up. So they would know I'm coming from a good place. I know for sure if you were on my team, same age, whatever. Right now I'm older than you, so you do have to kind of listen to me. But if we were on the same team, 100%, I'd be like, don't fight people on the streets. you need to go do a sport like this, not that. So how do you make the jump from I want to fight people on the streets after soccer to what's that jiu-jitsu and MMA thing?
So, yeah, I was always an athlete, and then being physical is a main. It's being like, you cannot say my name without being physical. Like there has to be something related to that. So when I came here to the U.S., it's not that I didn't know English. I knew English, but it was really like a diplomatic English because when I was in a bilingual school in my country, so the way they show you how to speak English, like really neutral, really formal. So the way I didn't have no friends that like until like once I turned 21. Not gonna lie, no friends until I was 21, and getting here, I had a cultural shock because where I come from is more about the community or like the group itself. And when I came here, it's more about being yourself and being individual. And I didn't understand that. So with that being said, I went into kind of like a depression, just call it depression. And that was unfamiliar to me because even though that I was fighting, I was kind of like a jolly guy. Like I always been a jolly guy. And that felt so like not anti-natural to me. Like it was like conflictive in myself.
Yeah.
And I started investigating. I started like, bro, I need to do something. So I went to a Sunday league soccer, but it wasn't enough because it was only on Sundays. So I would catch 4 games. But I would, like, at the time I was already 18. And it's like, if I fight, I'm going to have to fight a grown-ass man, and I don't want to hear my mom. Yeah, like, I was happy that I fought, but then I would have to go home and my mom would beat my ass. And I didn't grow up with my mother. I grew up only with my dad. So without growing like a mother figure, like the whole yelling, screaming and stuff, and like, it was new to me, and that would put me in a panic mode. Like I'm like, oh, like you know what I mean? Yeah. When you're new to that.
Yeah.
So it's like I stopped fighting, so I had that stuff built up. So I started reading again, man, and like went down onto my nerd geek side. And I found out, going back to it, I found out about the comic, and they're trying talking about body types and jiu-jitsu and wrestling. And I was like, you know what? Let me do it. I was going to LABC college to get my general classes, and then I was working, and then at the time I didn't have no bills. So I was like, the only bill that I had to pay was paying a couple of, because my dad was helping me out financially to pay some classes, but also I had to pay just partially some of my college stuff. So it wasn't a lot of money. Like, and I didn't have no ambition. Like, I don't want to move out, but neither I wanted to have like a nice car or stuff like that. Yeah. Like young people do that. I didn't have that. Like, it wasn't entertaining to me. And then I started looking. I went on Google. It's like 5 MMA gyms near me. Goes with that webtoon, and it was like, I need an MMA gym that has grappling. And then I went to go course highest in Australia, and that was my very first option. But then I saw the pricing, and I was like, I'm 20, no, I'm 22. I'm about to finish college. I'm still paying this stuff, and I'm like, it's a little iffy paying $300 to $400 for.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if I should have disclosed the pricing, but it was a way about my league for me, at least at the time. So then I went to Coach Elders, and then I saw they had the MMA program, but at the time they were reopening like the whole jiu-jitsu stuff, and I thought that I wanted to do MMA, and they were like really honest, like, right now we don't have the MMA program, but eventually we're gonna open it up. I don't know if you're interested, but if you stay, and then everything became like a story. I started with jiu-jitsu. We go under Coach Elder. It was also more affordable, but I do not regret it at all.
I mean, I remember that time very distinctly, and you're talking about 10th Planet Van Nuys, and that's something that in the community, I've known them for a while. Good people, great gym. That very awkward time.
Yeah.
They were trying to open up the right way. So they were trying to be respectful to those who might be nervous about the pandemic, but logistically speaking, it's a full contact sport.
It's not safe.
So, I know what they meant when they said they didn't have the MMA program, because they were just starting to open a facility back up.
Yeah, 100%.
And with that being said, probably right time and place for you, because you're like, well, I fight. I want to fight. I want to learn how to fight. And I have a mouth that's going to get me in trouble and a mother that's going to fight me. So I should learn how to defend myself so she can't kill me in case I mouth off to her the wrong way. Or I get into a fight with her because I got into a fight outside of this.
Yeah.
So what can you tell me? You can answer this either way. If you want to answer with the GoCore or over at Elders class, what was your first jiu-jitsu class experience like that you remember? Like, what about that very first class do you recall?
I remember I was 225. I was chubby, but it was like I was being chubby, but it's not like I'm always being athletic. I know how to move my body. And I remember there was like this 4-stripe white belt at the time. I forgot his name, but he was around. On a good day, he was barely 150 pounds. He blast doubled me 4 times. But I remember the first time he blast doubled me, I was like, bitch, that's luck. I bet you want to do it again. But that's on my head. I'm like, try it again. When he did it again, I like, let me try. Third time, I got up, boom, I got picked up. And then the 4th time, I remember I got up again and he carried me. Like, on my second fight, how I carried Jason Young, he carried me. I'm like, fuck, so this is for real. Like, this is the real shit. And then what I was impressed, it was like he's a tiny guy and then he was past his prime. It's not like he was like 40, 45. And like being that athletic at that age, like it takes a toll on your body, especially if you're carrying someone like that, me younger, 225 pounds guy. And then that was my experience. And then it was humbling, but it wasn't like I was mad. I was impressed. I really loved it because I was getting my ass beat, but it was like the fact that I was giving it like my 100% and it wasn't enough. That's what kept me burning and going.
Okay, a few things here. First, this checks out given what a smartass I know you as. So this makes sense that this is 100% how I know you. Where somebody gets a takedown, you're like, you didn't do shit.
Yeah.
That ain't shit. So you haven't changed a bit in all the time. You've just become more skilled. 2, the fact that that's what resonated with you probably has given you what has shaped you for the better, which is, okay, I don't have a complete command of this yet, but I know I like it and I want to pursue the things that make me learn how to be better at this. And that seems like something that's been consistent for you. Like every time I've seen you take on a new skill, I remember you telling me, you're like, hey man, I want a combat jiu-jitsu match. Like one of the first things that like really struck out to me was when you said combat jiu-jitsu, because I realized, I go, oh, you want to fight. So you want to start by figuring out how you can combine your jiu-jitsu in a striking world and then use that skill to build to an MMA career. So that's before you even had your first fight. I remember you saying that. And I do catalog those things. Like even if they never come to fruition, because I have a big belief, which is if you really believe you need to do something, you have to try to do it no matter what. And I just knew, it was like, I think he's probably going to fight at some point and I'm going to catalog it and I hope he does it. And so I was so excited when I saw you were finally about to hit these first fights. And the best part is you didn't stop. So this year has flown by.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to pause there and go back a little bit more again. Before we even get into that, I do like to ask people when they fell in love with this sport, meaning when did they fall in love with jiu-jitsu in a way that made them want to do it as more than just a hobby? For you, it's become a lifestyle. It's become a way that you express yourself and how you fight. Now you have a lot more meaning to it, but like, where did you come up with the idea that you wanted to do this more than just what you were doing as a hobbyist?
How can I say it? Like, my goal was to surpass my dad. I cannot repel a lot of my dad right now because of the situation I'm in. But my dad, I felt like he was one of them ones. He's like a 0.01% guy. So that's the guy that I look up to. And that was the beginning of me being competitive, even as a kid. I was like, I want to surpass my dad. And I knew as a kid that, and then growing up, situation changes, right? Yeah, I'm like going back to the thing, like I'm going against the system doesn't benefit me here in the U.S., but I need to work 4 times harder. And what's my way to do it? It's like through the sport. So when I started the sport, I'm like, I know I can be good at this. And then I was getting these like secondhand like compliments, where it's like, "Oh, you're really strong," but like you know what they mean. And it's like I'm gonna use that and
Hold on, that's what you were telling me today. So what is wrong with you, sir? There were literally 4 times today where he was like, "You're so strong," and I was like, "What are you?"
Nah, I thought I was not saying you're strong. You were saying you got that old man strength.
No.
The
You know what?
Hey, the old man strength is a real thing. Like
It is.
It is like, bro, I'm trying to grab you, and you're like,
well, I'm just
wait till I have a kid. I'm a grow.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my old man.
You know what? I would like to see that. The reason why is I have a little bit of S&C that I do. You know why? Because I got hooligans like you in the waiting that are learning new skills. So I'm like, I can't just get beaten up by these fucking trash talkers. So as you were saying, you had to work 4 times as hard. You wanted to do this, and you felt like it was a way to not only express yourself, but to do something that puts you in a similar small percentage, just like your dad was one of one.
And then it's my way to show him that I'm gonna surpass him. And then there's one thing that he told me is like, every generation gotta surpass the other one. So my kid, they gotta surpass me.
Yeah.
I gotta surpass my dad, and so on and so on and so on. So that was the very beginning of it. Me being young, I just didn't know how to do it or how to how it was gonna work. So I was like, okay, me going to university is not gonna work because I cannot afford to pay $75,000 a year.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. I'm not making that much money. And it's like, it's not because I'm not a scholar, but it's just I just cannot. And this what's the next thing? I went to this. I got my AA degree, and I got a little trade school degree, right? It's like, that's my way. Long story short, and then it's like the sport was always there, and I already felt like I already knew deep down, like I was. I would say like you were one of the few people that when I told them, it was like, yo, I'm gonna be one of them ones. Like I'm gonna make it to the UFC. People would like side eye me or like, and that shit hurt me because I'm like I was being serious and I'm like being a little bit vulnerable, and people would laugh on my face somehow, and then that shit hurt me. But it was like but also I was confident enough on myself that I was like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it happen. So this is my way, training, and it's like going back to my dad. It was like I need to surpass him. Now I started with Jiu-Jitsu, right? Because I told you it's the body type and stuff like that. I went down the rabbit hole. Now we make it to the present right now. I fell out of love with Jiu-Jitsu. I'm gonna be honest. This last year, because first of all, it's just I felt like I was, and whenever I go into a Jiu-Jitsu match, respectfully, I know I'm gonna win. And then I don't feel excited on the match. I don't feel that same excitement that I get when I'm going into the cage. And that's what's I don't know how to explain it, but I just don't feel that nervous and that I used to feel when I did my first competition with Jiu-Jitsu. I'm still so grateful to the BJ, but it's just I fell out of love of the sport because the sport is growing, but I just don't align with how the culture is in general.
It's very funny to me. Okay, I can decipher part of this. And I can only do this. This isn't leading the witness because you talk to me about stuff. So you've been very vocal when you don't like somebody in the way they roll. Like as a professional. Like you've told me when we're in like the locker room or we're changing, you're like, oh, that dude, I don't like the way he competes. And we're talking like some of the biggest names in the sport. And I'm like, what the fuck do you get off saying this about somebody? But where I run a fine line is, and we were even talking off air about some things, just 100%. Other competitors and how we fare up and what we think of them. But you were telling me things about very, very established competitors, and you have this strong belief of self that my job is not to take away from you.
100%.
But my job is to be like, well, as an objective guy, here's what I think.
100%.
And it's putting you in a world that I go, my role as a friend, especially who works on this side of the world,
100%.
is never to kill a dream. It's to say, maybe don't approach it like this. Or think of it in this way. And I think you have more success. So I like people who make bold statements. You know, I make bold statements every day on the show where I'm like, I want to be a person who, if I'm not the person on TV who makes this a grappling interview show or a cable news show about jiu-jitsu, I am the foundation.
Yeah.
And I feel like people who want to succeed in a big way, we gravitate to each other because it's like, man, why is my dream any different than yours? Like, you want to be around people who are like, I want to be the best at this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is, it's a difficult thing. And I can guarantee you my reservation that I probably had, if there was any, was just do it.
Yeah.
You got to get started. And then after that, you're going to find it. You're going to love it. So imagine the look on my face when I was there for your first fight. Apparently, I thought it was the second one. Yeah. But I'm there for your first fight, and I see you get this win. And I'm like, he deserved that. Like, you have put in the time. I'm happy for you. Yeah. And I can see you facilitate those things. And thank you for sharing that about your dad. I have something similar with my dad. My dad was very successful here in the city of Los Angeles. Yeah. And I had said this about him where I was like, he was so successful and beloved. How do you surpass that? And you're thinking, you're like, I respect him. I love him. I don't want to make him look bad or do anything. I just want to be me, but I want to succeed in my way.
Yeah.
And what I found was over the years, he got stuck. He was just like, I don't know how to give you advice because you're not doing what I do. But he's like, I just need you to just keep at it. He would be the biggest supporter and all this. And I told people, I was like, you know what the most interesting thing about my dad is? He casts this big shadow. And if you're lucky enough to have this in your life, please take advantage of it. But you are more likely to succeed if somebody like a dad like that, instead of like casting weight on you, shines more of a light on you. And that's what I had, was he was just like, nope, my son's awesome. Check out his show. Here's this. So for you taking this lead now and proving that you are in a smaller and smaller percentage every time you win, I know your dad already has to be proud of you. And that has to be a great feeling to have. Do you get that sense?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. He's let's call it, he's a Gen X, right?
Yeah.
So he has a little bit of the old school, but also some of the new school, right? Mm-hmm. So he's right in between, which is a great balance. He wouldn't, how can I say, he's not going to tell me like, I'm proud of you, but the actions he has, I know.
You feel it.
He means it.
Yeah.
And then, that's one of the biggest goals that I had. And then other figure that I'll have is like, I don't know if it has to be with me being, I don't know how to explain it, right? But I think you take stuff from both, from your mom and your dad. Mm-hmm. And then one of the things that I'm grateful to is my mom, she's the type of lady that she says, I'm going to do something. Mm. And she doesn't have to say it twice. Mm. So but I was like that since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. But when I got here, I met her, like, I used to talk to her through the phone when I was in Honduras, because she lived here since I was 5 or 4, I think so. She's been here in California since I was 4. But I was talk to her, right? But I got to meet her when I was 18 or like 17, about to turn 18. So like the whole thing was new. But since I was a kid, I was like similar to her, which is like, I said I was going to do something, I will do it. Yeah. And then so I had my dad that I want to surpass, but now I have the ability to do that because I think I'm grateful to my mom, because now I say some shit that I'm going to do and I will do it. Like I said, on my last fight, I said I was going to step, like for instance, when I fought Axel, I said, I'm going to strike with you the first round and I'm not going to. I did. He broke the agreement halfway, like 13 seconds in, and I still get him lately to just bang it out. Like I can step in any realm of mixed martial arts. Well, my point is, like, I think I got that from my mom too, which is like, I said I'm gonna do something, I will do it. I will do it. And even if the outcome is not the one that I wanted, like I'm still proud, and I take it to my chest that I did it. Yeah. Or at least I tried.
Good for you, man. I mean, well, that does explain a lot. So I can see a lot of your mom whenever we're rolling, I'm sure, coming through and being like, no, I'm going to get this. And I'm like, you're not going to get anything. Why is he talking trash to me? And then I think I don't know, and I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think part of the reason we get along is you feel probably a good kinship of, I'm just gonna laugh. Like I find it funny.
Yeah, 100%.
And I just go like, I'm entertained by this goofball that like is fighting MMA, but still wants to come over and be like, oh, you ain't shit. And I go, I'm here, you dork. Like, we can figure this out right now. So there's always like, I tell people, I'm like, if you aren't talking some kind of trash, maybe you're not having the most fun. And I'm in the business of trying to have fun and try to connect with people in different ways. Because I connect with you different than, say, I connect with Murder Mike or with Frosto, or whenever I'm at those open mats. I try to make those 6 to 10 minutes count, because sometimes I don't see him for 2 months. You know, and like, dude, with Frosto, it's like he's busy, I'm busy.
Yeah, 100%.
When I see him, bro, if he's nice enough to give me a round, you better believe I am making fun of him. And that dude will 100% be telling me some nonsense. And he'll be like, I see you haven't been working on this. And I'm like, how dare you, sir? Like, that's my boy. And I love the shit out of him. And I feel like that's how I'm closest to my friends. I want to ask this. You did mention that you made an agreement in that last fight where you said you want to keep it standing up. They mentioned it on the broadcast. Was that prompted from you? Is that you like speaking that same language your mom speaks to just make a declarative statement? Or was that prompted by them? Like, how did that statement come to be, and where did you say it?
So the whole thing is, Coach Marcos told me, like, oh, they know you as a wrestler in the community. Mind you, I'm not a wrestler. I started wrestling like, actually today. Well, last week I turned 2 years of wrestling.
Nice.
But I didn't start with wrestling. My base is Jiu-Jitsu. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna step into your game, and I was like, I'm gonna make a statement. It's like, I can be anywhere. And then it's like, if action wins and we shake hands, we can just keep it standing the first round. And mind you, he's 7 inches taller than me. His reach was like about 84 inches or some stuff like that. Mine is like 60 or some stuff. And I'm like, I still will outpace you. I will outshine you. I will outstrike you. And so it was just a confident thing. And it was like, and I didn't want it to sound like, it's just confidence on my skills. That's the reality of the thing. It's like, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but it's just I trust my skill, and then mainly because I work so hard that I can back it up. I wouldn't say stuff like that if I'm not confident on doing it.
Well,
on the real note.
Agreed. Yeah. But it was also, it's again, when I can tell the signature of the person, meaning I can tell that sounds like something you say. So they're on the broadcast and they're like, well, it sounds like Diego made an agreement that he was going to keep this standing up for the very first. And I was like, that sounds exactly like what he would say. The only difference is it's not at me, so I don't care. So I go, okay, that probably checks out. But when they said it, I go, all right, he is standing up. And it wasn't until maybe about a minute or two in, probably almost 2 minutes into the round, where it stopped being there. And I think you were praised by the commentary team by your ability to eliminate that reach and that height difference. And I think they were impressed. I think they were kind of like, damn, that's a good mark on your area. Where I was happiest in that fight was you were just dominant where you needed to be dominant in a fight. You were in control. And what is grown about your sport side is you have found a way to make your aggression work in the best form of MMA. Like, you have found a way where I don't mind talking trash to you, and I love that I'll say something like, this boy don't got hands. But I think it's funny. But I saw a couple of those strikes that you hit, and I thought, that's a good hit. Like, right there on a couple of those from mount positions, or even from side when he's in turtle. Like, you didn't waste any time with him. And that was part of the reason why at the very end, all respect to him, but you see him just depleted, and those shots that they got on camera of just him exhausted. It spoke well to your gas tank, which we already know is good, but also your hands that you could make somebody feel that much pressure and feel that exhausted by the majority of your strikes.
It's one of the things that I just wanted to work on it, and like I told coach, and it's like this is a thing between him and me, and it's like, coach, I want to like, I just gotta tell him once, and he already understands the assignment, and then we start working around it, and then one thing leads to another, and then we start gravitating, and then we have a whole system, which is I think that's cool to have a connection like that with your team, which is like, there's some stuff you show people, and it's like just like. To you, listen, like you want to throw a 1-2, but the 1-2 doesn't work well, but the 3 and 4 works well for you, but it doesn't work well for me. And they make a whole system around you as a fighter. And I like that's something you're not gonna be able to find easily.
Yeah. You've trained very well with the Matador folks. You've seemed to ingest yourself well. And I like that they know, because there's a couple of them who I talk to, and I'll always be like, this kid. And they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They're like, yeah, he's great. I was like, you don't need to lie to me. Just, I know what I'm saying. I like him too, but this kid, am I right? They laugh. But I wasn't in the wrong this weekend because your boy was fighting. And I had the opportunity to see him after in the ring. And he told me something out of pocket. Not that he said, he was quoting somebody. And I just raised my eyebrow. And I couldn't say it on air, but I 100% knew it was you. And sure as shit, was it you?
100%.
Okay, and what'd you say? What was the thing that I knew for sure was so dumb that I knew you said it?
So it was... He fought 3 times this year. Mm-hmm. And then out of the 2 times... he won by a decision.
Okay.
Unanimous decision.
Mm-hmm.
So I call him a decision merchant. Because he is a decision merchant.
Sir, listen. If I called you a decision merchant, how would you feel?
You can't, because I got...
No, I know. I just want to ask. I want to ask, if I had said that, how would you feel about that if I had said it about you?
I'd be... on my chest because GSP was the biggest decision.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure that's how well you would take it. Given the fact that I can tell you your half guard's trash and you'll spend the whole time in half guard. Yeah, good belief system there. I can tell you that I didn't even want to sully the interview by mentioning your name. But when Mark mentioned that to me, I was like, I know 100% who said that to you because I know who trains with you. And I know a lot of your other friends at that gym don't say stuff like that. So when you and I messaged each other, I was like, that was you, huh? And you're like, yeah, it's me. And I go, oh my God.
No, 100% me.
I was so like, I want to look at the footage because I want to see if I made a face like, I know who said that. But I left it alone. And I wanted to bring that into accountability. So Mark, congratulations to you. What happened in his fight? How did he win?
So he won by a ninja choke.
Okay.
But I gotta tell you, dude, I think I mentioned it to you when we were training. We have a group. That group, we build each other's off. Like everybody's weaknesses is covered by the other one, so we try to help each other. And so he won by a ninja choke, and then we spent 2 months, like actually 2 to 3 months, just working on front headlock. We have a whole system out of there, and then he won by that one. And I told him because on his second fight at the UNF, he had that same position, but it was against a black belt. But since he was super confident, he couldn't finish it. But he got that same position, so it's like, you know what? Now we're just gonna go. So we started running that same position, like deep end waters, and it's like finish it. It doesn't matter against who. And then different bodies, different type, and then we just start going. And then you can see it on the match. It makes him look easy.
That's a beautiful answer.
Yeah.
But I was just looking to find out, did he get another decision?
No.
It's not like he got a finish, which would make your decision merchant null and void at this point, right?
He got 3 fights and he got 2 decisions, so he's still a decision merchant.
Wow. The disrespect is so high.
Hey, shut up, Mark.
No,
my boy.
Hey, I'm sure he's your boy, but Mark, I am rooting for you at this point. I am not rooting for this dude.
No, but can I explain you the story why we call him a decision merchant?
I thought you did. What else? What's the other context that we don't know?
It has to be related to him.
Okay.
Because he's the biggest hater of the group.
Define hater.
Like, if I'm a hater, he's 4 times a hater.
Okay.
It's just that you guys haven't seen that side of him.
Okay, I can believe that. But, can you give me an example? Because if you just called me a hater, I might be like, I don't know, man. I don't know that I hate anything more than you. I need an example to understand the level of haterdom here.
So, for instance, let's say you're a good grappler, and I'm like, Sparsa allegedly is a good grappler, and he'll be, fuck that. He's like, I'm a better grappler.
Why is his voice so high?
Because that's how he speaks. Like, he's like, whenever he gets too excited and he's hating, that's like, I'm not exaggerating. You can ask anyway. He's like, fuck you.
The fact that you turned this man into fucking Mickey Mouse, and you're telling me that this man is a bigger hater than anybody else, but he is reaching Michael Jackson levels of, no, you're a hater, I hate you.
Yeah, exactly, just like that. Like, just like it, like that. Sometimes he be singing while hating on you. Like that guy is a character. I love my boy, and that's why, because he's so him, he's so himself, that it brings, like, it's actually good to have him around. Okay. And but long story short, so he's really there's, you know what rage baiting is?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have to explain it. So he's really easy to rage bait because he gets mad easily when you tell him you suck. Okay. So the whole group chat, they started calling him Mark. Like, after we were like all hyped up, he won his second fight, like, cause he put a clinic on that black belt. He did. Whoop him, and we were hyping him up. But after like a week and a half went through, it was like, man, fuck you. You only be winning by decision. But I didn't start. It wasn't me. It was someone else that started it, and then we started calling him decision merchant. So it became a thing in the group chat, and everyone started calling him a decision merchant, and he would get mad easily. It's like, decision merchant.
What did he say in response?
Fuck you, man. Like it's so funny. It's so funny.
Why are the two of you friends? This seems like a bad pairing of individuals between your declarative statements that are like, no, I'm the best in the world. I'm this. No, this. And him doing this haterade. How are the two of you functioning together?
He's just like me too when it comes to like, man, I'm the best in the world. Like, he's the one who started like, I am one of them ones. And then we was like, man, you like, we will make fun of it. It's like, you're not even that good. But like, realistically speaking, he's so talented. Like, he's good everywhere. But it's just the fact that he gets mad and he knows that he's good, but we still talk smack. It's like, you're trash.
Okay, but Diego, you literally told me 40 minutes ago, you were like, yeah, I'm going to be a fighter. And you're like, it hurt me when people said you ain't shit and you're not going to be shit. Yeah. And yet here you are, to your friends being like, that man ain't shit. And the only difference is, because he's your boy, it works, but you are passing it on to him. You're like, I hear what you're saying. You're striking, still trash, Mark. Take that.
But because it goes both ways. He's not one-sided.
Okay.
He's just like that to me. And it's like, shut your fat. And he's like being like, shut your fat ass up. Like, yeah, you only got 3 finishes. And you almost lost to Jason Jones. He knocked you out.
So I feel, hold on. People don't know this, but I interviewed him, and I'm going to repeat saying that is not the voice that I heard.
I'll show you, like, after this, I'll show you one of his like most normal voice note on the
Oh my god. Okay.
You're gonna hear the craziest stuff and the like changes of voices.
Oh, you know what I will do though? for your benefit, I will go back and watch my interview with him. But I do feel like there's enough of my response in my face that somebody that weekend, the same fight card, did tell me right after they won their fight. They were like, "Oh yeah, I was super happy to be back. It's been 3 years. You know, I just got shot." And like, bro, as he told me this,
I saw that
100%.
On your channel.
Yeah, because I just did this. I was like, that's my way of letting the people at home know I'm with you. That dude just dropped that in like it was nothing. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, sir. I don't have the time to get in this.
But there's so many moving parts for this.
Well, I'm just like, they can't wait for me to ask you 4 follow-up questions. Having said that, he will be on the show very soon. So that man will give us the full story. Because I had to tell him, I was like, bro, I can't leave you on red. I can't just go like, sounds fun. Anyway, we'll be right back.
How you gonna drop that and not follow up the story?
I was so angry that I couldn't do more. And I was looking at him being like, we didn't start with that. Yeah. That wasn't the first thing we got out. Like, yo, I'm so happy I won that. You know, it's been 3 years since I've been here because I got shot. I'd be like, oh, let's talk about that. Instead, I'm like, thank your sponsor. Anybody you want to shout out? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I almost got not here, but I got shot those 3 years ago. But yeah, this is dope. Anyway, this has been fun. And I'm just staring at him like, but okay. I would. Cool. Well, this has been fun. Good work, young man. A+. We'll be right back. All right, let's get to the real meat of what's happening here. July 31st, you fight for your first belt. What does this feel like for you? We've talked a lot about your journey. We've talked a lot about your beginnings. But now you've asked for the shot. You had performances that merit this shot. And it seems like the organization does have a lot of belief in you. But what does it feel like for you to now have this moment that you have earned just based on your talent?
Like I think I mentioned it to you before when we started training. Like initially it was, I started fighting out of like pure egoism or like just trying to please myself and my needs or whatever you want to call it.
Hold on. That's not what you said.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on blast. What are you going to say? What are you going to say?
Let me finish the story.
Okay, well, you don't, no. You're trying to build this up as a noble fucking thing. But that was not, you were like, no, it's ego. A lot of people have ego. What was the real reason you started fighting?
Because it's ego. It's about myself. I started fighting because I really wanted female attention too. I was scrolling on TikTok and one thing led to another. But as I started winning, it became like a bigger thing. I told you this. I
know you did, but you started it by like trying to pepper in some other shit about martial arts and like
martial arts.
Bro, you're trying to tell us the same story that everybody has in martial arts, which is I was phased by the gold. I wanted to win big things. I got this ego. But instead, you don't get to the meat of the potatoes of this thing. Let's just say like,
I was gonna get, that was gonna be the punchline.
That's not how the punchline works. It's no joke.
It's not a joke. Because
you called it a punchline. Punchline is a joke.
Well, okay. Like,
do I have to pull up Beaner again right now and have you read it, sir?
The Beaner, I'm gonna die on that.
You can die, but I will tell you, Wikipedia has been multiply uploaded with different people, and ChatGPT even gave us the summary up there.
That's not ChatGPT. That's
listen.
AI.
Listen. This AI overview is using way less water to find out this dumb result. If I go to ChatGPT, you know what it's going to do? It's going to go to Reddit and it's going to give you a summary of some idiot on Reddit. Most likely you. They probably put it in a prompt. Reddit. You don't use Reddit?
No.
You seem like a Reddit guy.
I would spend a lot of time early on my career on Reddit. I would scroll for hours. But you know what?
What?
I would go into the subreddits of divorce stories.
What?
That was the biggest tea. The biggest cheese, man. Like the story of people divorcing themselves. You see some crazy shit.
What's the craziest one you ever read?
Well, let me think, because I read a lot.
So wait a minute. This is you. This is your like novellas that you're watching. This is
but I'm reading it.
But you're reading it. So you basically said like, no. Give me this gossip. I need to read what happened.
I like that. That would fit my soul.
Okay. I gave you some time. Do you have one that you remembered that you heard about or read about from that Reddit post?
And no, it was about an entitled woman. He wanted, like, she wanted everything, and she did like the craziest shit on a guy.
Okay.
It's just that it's too much stuff, like spicy stuff and stuff, like she will do it. I don't know if I can say it out loud, but like, imagine like the craziest shit she will do. The homie found out, but instead of just asking for a divorce, he did some crazy shit too, and then asked for a divorce. She will put, like, pretty much he put her on blast on Facebook.
So let me ask this: when was the last time you looked up Reddit for that?
Oh, when I started training, like 2022.
So you dropped it once you started training?
Yeah, once I started training, because I would spend like 3 to 4 hours. So 1 hour, like, looking at conspiracy theories. I love that. Some of them, they were dumb as fuck, but it was like, it's cool. One of them would be martial arts.
Okay.
Mind you, no prior knowledge of martial arts. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. But it's just, I would believe everything, even the kung fu shit. Like, a kung fu guy would beat you on the street. I'm like, once I started training, like, I was like, fuck Wing Chun. Like, that shit ain't real. And that's when I found out about 52 blocks. You know 52 blocks?
I don't think so.
It's like real boxing, but on tight spaces.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No.
But it's for jail, like prison stuff. Like, it's like kind of like Krav Maga, but it's like it actually works.
Interesting.
52 blocks. Look it up. That's like,
well, now I'm going to. So thank you for that. I also just have never been anywhere near jail. So like the idea of like, no, jail boxing. Gotta look that up now. I'm like, oh fuck, I might be on there for a minute.
So imagine fighting in the pocket, but on steroids, because you got like super close.
Oh yeah.
And then you're throwing uppercuts to the balls.
Fuck, dude. No thanks.
But it's boxing, so that's what makes me think it's legit. It's just at a higher pace.
No, I mean, I get it. I also
But it's not a sport. It's like an actual thing. It was developed for like winning actual fights. Survival mode.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to go back to the original prompt, which was, why are you excited to be fighting for a championship? And somehow we ended up on a sidetrack journey of you being like, nah, man, I need the cheese meat. So please give me the Reddit, but give me the spiciest shit. So like if you cheated on him and he cheated on you, I want to know all that nasty, grimy things you were doing.
I'll be gasping too. I'm like, oh, the way she did that.
This honestly checks out 100% now that I think about it, because at its core, pro wrestling is about the stories.
Yeah.
So I will tell you this. One of my favorite things that we like, one of the times at New Grounds Open Mat, we were rolling and I was starting to pass guard. And then you, for whatever reason that day, wanted to talk about certain matches you've seen in the WWE. And you were like, do you remember when Seth Rollins did this and this? And I was like,
I had a Seth Rollins, like, it will strike hate on my heart.
You hated him?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I lobbed the shield, and then like, I saw the whole follow of the shield all the way to like, you know, when Randy Orton fought Seth Rollins and he did the craziest.
Yeah, the RKO.
RKO with the, like, when he was gonna get stomped, but he sent him flying.
Yeah.
That from 2014 all the way to that was the last time I saw WrestleMania.
Okay. But you were telling me about Seth Rollins, and I was like, why is this grown-ass man this mad at a character in pro wrestling that now we're not even training anymore? I'm literally just talking with you while, like, inside control and just hearing you go, yeah, man, he fucked things up and it wasn't cool. And I'm like, you're just talking to me in storyline. So this checks out that you're telling me, like, and then page 3, woo, what did you upvote this? Upvote this.
I love the storyline. It was a good storyline. You're gonna deny it? Like, it was I enjoyed it. Like,
no. I'm saying you equated these two things in my world just the way you described them, because watching you tell me that on a random ass day, years after it's done, is I'm like, hey man, we're training right now, but like, I am a conversational person, and I think it's kind of funny that you're telling me this stuff, but it is the equivalent of like a rando just deciding to talk about something if you're on the street, you might be able to walk the other way. I am trying to submit the shit out of you. And I go, I don't want to be impolite, but I feel like I should just be going to mount at this point and then just taking advantage of you talking and then taking your arm home. Let's try it one more time. Why are you excited to be fighting for a championship belt at Up Next Fighting on January 31st?
Let me keep it simple.
Okay.
First, I'm gonna be the first Honduran fighting for a belt. Native Honduran, like not. There's a term called pocho when you're born here. And you claim a nationality, you're a pocho. Respectfully, that's cool. Respectfully, but I'm the actual native Honduran fighting for a belt. Straight point in the U.S. That put me as probably top runner of Central Americans. Fighting for a belt again. I'm the first Honduran to reach top 10 contendency in the state of California, which is the toughest state in, nationally in the U.S. And the fact that a bunch of kids started reaching out to me. It's like, yo, I want to fight. Like, can you help me out? And they're like being serious about it. All the way down my country, and it's like, I don't even know you, but you're like reaching out to me. And it's not like you see me, I don't have a lot of followers on my Instagram, but that's like hitting, like I'm doing something right, I feel. So and that switched my mentality to the point which is like I started fighting for myself. Now I'm fighting for a bigger thing. Now I got my family watching. Like I have a couple of nephews and nieces that they are watching my fight. I haven't talked to them in years since I came here, and they were like watching my stuff, and they send me videos of them watching me and like imitating me. And I was like, that's cool. So it's just me now. Me being 25 now, it hit me. Like I'm a grown adult, and there's people looking up to me, and it's like I just can't afford to lose.
Yeah,
I just can't afford to lose. And then I started fighting for myself. For like, yeah, I want all the female attention. I want all the lights on me. I'm a whore for attention. To like these like. And it took like it was really fast. It went about myself to it became a bigger thing.
Yeah,
and it doesn't only represent me fighting. It represents like a change in my country, because usually it's just only about football, and that's the only thing that gets support. But now me fighting is showing like I'm the next Teofimo of MMA. You know Teofimo Lopez, he's Honduran. I'll be like the next him. And then I'm gonna open up a lot of branches and a lot of opportunity, because there's a lot of kids down there. They're probably more talented than me. They got a bunch. It's just that they don't have the support they have. I don't know if you allow me. There's a guy that I watch and follow, and I'm impressed. He's Honduran too, but he's the Central American champion of MMA. He's I think he's the 35er champion in Belize. 45er champion in Nicaragua, and he's the 45er champion in Honduras. So in 4 different countries, he's defending the belt, 4 different belts at the same time. But he's doing it because like there's no support that you gotta be traveling in 5 different worlds, and he's doing it by himself. And I'm like looking up to him the way he's doing it.
What's his name?
Alexis. But he goes on Instagram on there at HN Rocha. Okay. But he's an amazing kid. He just fought, and then he's just an amazing striker. But going back to it, this thing became bigger than me now. It just now I had to win. Yeah, there's no other options for me.
I like that, man. Well, good for you. I'm so glad that you went from being like, I want female attention to like, I got kids that are looking up to me. I wasn't expecting this. Yeah. You never know. And the thing is, I really do feel like fate works its way in interesting ways. Yeah. Like you have a completely different reason for wanting to do this. Yeah. But then you get maybe a better reason to do it, because now all these kids are just looking at you like, hey man, you're making this work. How do we make this work for us too? And showing them a pathway, I think, is a pretty cool thing. So I think you're well within your reason of not only your why, but as you go to fight and take that cage walk on January 31st, I think people will have more of an understanding of what you're carrying with you as you go, where it's not just like, I'm trying to fly the banner of my teams, me. Now it's like, man, you've got your family with you. You've got this extended group of people who are waiting, anticipating, and rooting for you. And then you're trying to open up the doors for that next generation so that they can see something positive as well.
And I just not only want to open it, but I want to guide them. I want to be the one. So it's like, so I always make fun of my unks. I'm like, yeah, unc, whatever. But in reality, people like you, like Marcos, Mayhem Miller, all these like the older generation, they paved the way for us. And going back to the thing that I said, like every generation got to support the other one. Now, once I reach that age, it's gonna be my responsibility to make that this generation becomes better. And if you're noticing, like the sport is evolving really fast.
Yeah,
it's leaving. Like if you're not able to adapt to the game, you're gonna left behind.
Oh yeah, I mean, my biggest benefit is the fact that I try to stay current and rolling with people. Because when I come back here and I teach at this gym, I'm like, hey, I saw this. It's happening now. 10 people are doing this at trials. 12 people are doing this at EBI. You know, like whenever you can supply that information, I realize that me going to commentate or see or report allows me to bring back more intel to my guys. And it's funny because sometimes they're like, nah, that ain't shit, or that's not that. I go, I promise you, they did it in a high level of competition. What do you think they're going to do to you in like a more narrow version? If it's just jiu-jitsu, maybe they have more opportunities to do just jiu-jitsu. They have to worry about their hands. Yeah. You know, so we try to be very smart about how we present things. But I would tell you, it's like doing the homework when I go to do those things. So when I go watch you guys, it is very fun to be on the sidelines and have homies like you that I go, oh man, he's really doing it. But it's part of your evolution as well, that we get to sit here and be like, oh shit, that's really good. It's coming together quite nicely. Let's do this, sir. I'm going to put the camera back on you here in a second. I would love for you, why the eyebrows?
I was just wondering. That was my wondering face.
That was your wondering face? Do you have a better wondering face?
I'm like, what you mean?
You just almost look slightly constipated is what happened there. So I wasn't quite sure what the intention is behind it. But that is your camera. What we're going to do is I'm going to point that camera at you in a second. But I would love for you to shout out friends, family members, anybody who's been supporting you, any sponsors you got that is helping you make this cage walk on the 31st, and who has helped you for those other 4 fights. Yeah. So that camera is all you, sir. All yours.
First, I'm gonna shout out you for giving me the platform to be here and get some exposure. That's the hardest part to get when you're like growing up. And then going back to it, you were one of the first one that actually didn't laugh at me or believed in what I say. I still haven't made it, but you're gonna see me doing it. Shout out Coach Elder. He made my foundation. Clearly you can see it. Shout out Marcos. He's my backbone right now. Like he's supporting me crazy right now. Anything, literally anything. He doesn't even have to, but he's helping me out. Shout out all my training partners. Shout out Mark. Shout out my boys, all my friends. They are like a crazy support system for me. Even when I'm not even believing on myself, they get me back on my feet. Shout out my dad. Shout out my mom. And I don't have a sponsor right now, but I will eventually.
We need to get this man a sponsor ASAP.
And shout out everyone in the Valley who's helping me out. Mike Frostro, he's helping me out whenever he can. King's Combat. That's where I'm. Lately, I've been improving my jiu-jitsu because there's that room is a bunch of killers. Yeah. You don't know any of them, but they're all good. They're all like high level grapplers. Shout out World Team Training Center. Shout out Robert, the owner of World Team Training Center. He's been supporting me all the fights, all my 4 fights. He's like, yeah, you got it. Just come and train. Shout out Greg, little kid. He's 16 barely. He be whooping my ass. And shout out you again for helping me.
I'm happy to do so, sir. Well, let's do this. We'll put a pin on this. Hopefully in the near future, there's going to be some gold that we can perhaps have another interview about once that happens. But you should really know, and I said this off air, but I really do mean it. You made this interview happen. This is your performance making this happen. If you didn't have the performance here, I would still be cheering you on the sidelines, but this is so much easier when I can point to your record. I can point to the things that you've done, and I can say, hey man, it's easy for me to give you a call and be like, come up here. Yeah. The difficult part is to then tell you like, hey man, we're going to train for an hour. And this man had the nerve to be like, hey, can I beat up some of your white belts? And I was like, hold on, sir. We're going to work plenty. We're still going to train for an hour plus. And we did get some good work in. And it is great to see how you have truly evolved and you are continuing to evolve. So I look forward to seeing you on the 31st. Bring home some gold.
Well, I'm going to bring that belt to the valley.
Well, I'm going to take the belt from you. That's the sad part. Up next, folks, just know if I do take the belt from him, I'll hand it back to you. But like, this fool talks what?
Can I tell you one more thing?
Please.
You know what? My whole reason I went and won Naga black belt division because I wanted to get the Triple H entrance, and that's still on the line when I win the belt from the UNF.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come here on Monday or a Tuesday.
Okay.
With the belt, I'm gonna do the Triple H entrance on your own.
But hey, you know what? Hey, listen. I'll be honest with you. You win shit like that, you get that. I'm okay with that. The issue is, then I got to tell all the kids, like, well, I'm going to get this chair now, and this man's going to be hit with it. And the sad part is, when I'm standing over you and I'm holding this above your head, you know, we cut the commercial, we put the executive produced by Paul Levesque, and we cut to the next episode. But I'll tell you this much. The funniest part was you looked at the belt that was up there and you're like, oh yeah, I'm just staring at that thing. Because I thought I saw you staring at yourself.
No, I wasn't.
You were at the mirror and I was like, what is he doing? And then you were looking at the belt. You're like, oh yeah, I was just looking at the belt. I was like, that's mine. And you were like, oh, okay, noted. And I was like, yeah, you know, hey, I'm old but not retired. We'll make that clear. Let's do this. We'll take a pause. We'll see you back there. But I'm going to close this up. I'm going to say thank you guys for watching. Reminders, do us a solid right now. Patreon.com/grappling hour. Go support this show. If you go there right now, $5 a month, you can see my interviews 30 days before anybody else. And for a few extra dollars, you can buy extra bonus content that nobody else gets to see. So I would really appreciate that. And just know every cent you pay into that goes directly into buying this, all this sort of stuff. So this computer, it goes directly back into this show. And I really do appreciate it. You can go over to rafesparza.com/merch, get you some Grappling Hour merch, get you a tank top, a hoodie, a t-shirt, whatever floats your boat. It really does help us. You can also right now like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, do so right now. And in the comment section, here's my challenge to you. What is the Reddit subforum that you are obsessed with? We learned what he was obsessed with. And quite frankly, I have questions. And I am not going to stop until I get some of those answers. He says he's going to send me a link. I will look those up a little bit later. So put that in the comment section after you like, comment, and subscribe onto the channel. And last but not least, if you like the show and the conversations that we have here, you can continue those conversations on Discord at Grappling Hour. All right, friends, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Come here. Sponsor this young man. Here's why. This dude has a 4-0 perfect record. Get in now while he's cheap. Because once he starts winning a lot more, the price goes up. Yesterday's price is not tomorrow's price. And we want to see this young man continue to do incredibly big things. And I can't reveal what all those things are, but they are getting bigger by the minute. So what I would say is, game competitor knows enough English to say things in the right way. I will look at what he says. I will actually look at it. And I'm going to make sure he doesn't call himself any derogatory names in it that he is not allowed to call himself because you're a sponsor that would give money. But I can tell you this right now, return on demand. If this dude says he's going to do it, he makes it happen. And I think that's the kind of person that you want to have representing your business. So get him on some kind of sponsorship. Let's get him like what? What do you like? You like food? You like supplements? What do you do?
Gear and food.
Gear and what?
Food.
Gear and food. Okay. Yeah. The accent took me out there. You're like gear and food. And I go, what is foot? What are you talking about? But gear and food. Yeah, those are two good ones. Let's get him a meal prep. Because I had to pick this dude up today. And he was, you know what I mean? He'll be 155. But I like that when he was like, he's like, no, I'm fat. I was like, bro, I can still pick you up. You're not big. Anyway. Thanks. He's not that big. Thank you for watching. It's been a great day for grappling. We'll see you back on the mats.